Hey everyone, we're back with episode 9 of the Natural State of Wrestling podcast. My name is Onix Camacho, and joining us today are people who actually I just met about 2 weeks ago. Onix Camacho and Zarek Camacho. Those Camachos, thank you both for joining us today. How are y'all?
We're
We're
doing
doing all
great.
right. You going
Yeah,
ahead, Sarek?
I don't know, we're good. Just working today, and ready to train again on the gym in a few hours.
So how does that look like then? Do you both train in the same facility whenever y'all train, or do y'all train separate hours?
Um, Due to schedule separate hours, but sometimes we try to train together at the same facility. At
Hmm.
least we hit it once a week.
Okay. And you're both in Dallas, right?
Yes, sir.
So is there a big Puerto Rican population in Dallas?
It's starting to grow around here every I would say ever since 2010. It's growing steadily more and more and more each time. But now you're starting to see flags on the hung up on the reflector mirror every once in a while. So it's kind of cool to see that happening and seeing the actual Puerto Rican and Boricua community grow over here.
Yeah.
I was joking a little bit about that when y'all were over here about how like we have a good Puerto Rican population here in Northwest Arkansas and how I recognize them by that little flag that's always in the
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans tend to be very, very proud of where they came from, right? Am I wrong?
Not wrong with that one.
So do you all happen to see Puerto Rican fans in the wrestling shows yet, or it hasn't gotten to that point yet?
Actually, yes. At least every show there's somebody is Puerto Rican, or one, or at least somebody. Hey, I've been in Puerto Rican. They talk to me about the island, their experience, how they like it, and everything. Like last week, I was in Houston, Cyprus, and after my match, somebody, oh yeah, I used to work in Puerto Rico. I like miss the food, miss everything. I like how was everything there. I'm like, yeah, me too. Imagine me.
Is there Puerto Rican restaurants there in Dallas?
um, Dallas, I would say no, but around it, there's a few. I know about four of them. They're good, like really good.
Like just outside of Dallas,
Yeah.
there's one in Arlington and right there in Irving, Texas. It's right like what 50 minutes down the road.
Mhm.
There's a few as
Yes.
well, but nothing beats going back home and eating
Yeah.
straight over there, you know?
Yeah.
What are some of the most, I guess, popular Puerto Rican foods that for those that don't know anything about Puerto Rican food at all, what are like the main dishes?
Oof. I mean, if we're on Christmas season, you're getting arroz con gandules, basically orange rice with peas, and we put some bacon, some pork on it. You get ensalada de coditos that go with it, and pasteles. The most easy way to explain is a tamal, but the how you say, Oni, cover me on this one, la masa.
Yeah, the the what they use to make it instead of it being like corn, it's ¿qué es lo que hacen? La masa,
uh, Plantain,
plantain.
vegetables is different,
The flour,
and
the flour.
yeah,
Okay.
basically it's made of plantain, vegetable, and some roots like yautía, malanga, and they like shredded everything, throw it there, put the meat, and then they make it.
Okie dokie. Here in Northwest Arkansas, there's one Puerto Rican restaurant that opened up about 2 years ago. I still need to visit it, but like I told y'all, there's a big Puerto Rican population here in Northwest Arkansas because of the poultry factories that brought people from literally from Puerto Rico to come over here and work.
Mhm.
So y'all were here about 2 weeks ago. We talked about that a little bit. What was your experience so far in Arkansas? Because I think you had already wrestled in Arkansas, but in a different organization. How has the uh, how has the experience in Arkansas been for y'all? Do y'all feel welcomed, or how do y'all feel?
I mean, I feel welcome. I like it. This place was very different from the other place we wrestled. This one got more like my b-way was more alive the place,
Mhm.
and I like it so far. Like everything, it's cool seeing another scene instead of the same road on Texas. I like the scenic road of Arkansas actually, and all the way Oklahoma and everything.
Angel was telling me, Angel Camacho was telling me that he almost he was involved in a situation where like there was gunshots where he stayed at, not here, not in this part of Arkansas, in a different part of Arkansas where he had his hotel. He said that he experienced like there was a shooting outside and he had to run with his kids back inside the hotel. So I'm glad the experience here was a good one. And I feel like I don't know. I don't know if I'm like super optimistic, but I really do feel that if we stay consistent with this organization here in Springdale, like we're bound to see more brown people come in and just more people in general, and hopefully part of the Puerto Rican population. I think that's gonna be something that kind of, is on y'all's shoulders as like Puerto Rican representatives. I feel like we can draw in the Puerto Rican community here in Arkansas, with the help of you all, of you doing that. But y'all seem to be very proud of your culture as well. I've seen pictures of y'all at events holding the Puerto Rican flag. What does that mean to you? Do you feel like it's an important part of who you are as your personality in the wrestling world, to come out with the Puerto Rican flag and to embrace the Puerto Rican culture? Or do you think that's just something that is part of you? And I mean, you just show it because it's part of you, but you're not trying to emphasize on it.
I would say that we're obviously proud of where we come from, and every time we see a Puerto Rican flag in the crowd, we obviously, we either kiss it, we, send our love to it, and sometimes we do come out with the flag, but we don't want to lean heavy on the fact that we're Puerto Rican as part of what we are in the wrestling ring. We bring obviously that fiery passion that us Boricuas are known to have as athletes. Every time you see any athlete like Carlos Arroyo, like Monica Puig, people like that, you know that they're fiery. We try to bring that same fire into the ring with us. So maybe we don't really emphasize us showing the flag that much, except on special occasions, but we always show love to our island.
So if you could, like, I guess, talk about what you want the crowd, the audience to perceive you as a tag team, what would that be? Besides what you just mentioned, like the passion part of it, like what else do you want to emphasize to the crowd, to the audience, that Dos Camachos is?
That we're the best tag team out there. Period.
Yeah.
At least in the South. The rest of the planet better be ready.
Oh, hell yeah. Like we are a well-oiled machine. Like you can see him on the ring doing something, Onix know what's coming. Like there's that communication between us. And not all tag team have done. Like our match last Saturday, Fly Death is one of the best teams as well in the South. And they got that chemistry as well. And so it was a fight to win them. And overcoming Fly Death was a really big achievement for us.
And how did y'all meet? How did y'all meet, and how did y'all become a tag team?
Well, first off, we're family, so
Besides that, right?
But we became a tag team because we've always enjoyed physical contact sports, I would say, and Zarek, go ahead. Talk about your collegiate background in Humacao.
So before Humacao, the college, I got experience on Taekwondo basically all my life. Then after I went to do cheerleading. And when I was in college, cheerleading couldn't pay off, so I started doing wrestling and judo. So that's my basic background. And after that, I was done with college, I started doing wrestling. So everything that I have done basically all my life have built up to this moment. And that's why when I entered into wrestling, I wasn't that, like, how would I say that? The transition for me is never easy, but in a way, it feels organic for me.
Okie dokie. And what year did y'all become a tag team? Specifically you and Onix Zarek.
As soon as we start training, like we were starting training on December 2017.
Okay.
To all of this, we just doing basic training and everything. Part of that is doing roles and everything, and every time you gotta go in pairs, I go with Onix. So in a way, we sync naturally. We were at the point like, why don't we tag? Like we got the same synchronization. You thinking what I'm thinking already. That's chemistry. We just gotta find our style. which we as we continue training together, and that's another part that I think makes us unique. We come from the same background, same training, so that like I would say, if you see us tagging with any Angel, Emmy, it's still a good combination. But when I tag with Onyx, who is training with me at the same time,
Mhm.
the level of synchronization is gonna be more by nature.
And like Zarek said, he leaned heavily towards these contact sports coming up. I had my share. I also took Taekwondo when I was younger. I experienced judo as a college course, but I really wasn't that much into it. So you could say he's more of a technician than I am. I'm just more speed based. I do a lot of obstacle course races, but when it came to do our training, it's like Sarek said, we already were doing our roles. Everyone commented on how it looked like mirror images, one next to the other. Our styles would mesh beautifully, as we would say. And just like Sarek said, we may combine with Angel well, with Emmy well, but he and I don't have to really communicate what we need to do. I already know where he's standing, what he's about to do, and all I need to do is my part of the actual tag move or something to do, and we're already there. So we only have that like mental telepathy type of situation going on.
Were y'all always fans of pro wrestling, or is that something that you developed when you were adults?
Nah, I always been a fan. Since they let me, because my father used to work on the weekends too. So my grandma was always taking care of me in my situation. And every time Saturday and Sunday, from 12 to 4 p.m., there was wrestling on TV. And my grandma really enjoyed it. So, like, I never got a cut. Then one of my uncles on that side is a wrestler too, was. So I came to know that after I started training wrestling. And so I'm second generation basically from my dad's side.
Hmm. And what did y'all grow up watching, pro wrestling wise?
IWA, WWC, and when I say IWA, I'm talking IWA Puerto Rico, WWC, which is Carlos's Colon type of federation down there from the famous Colon family. And you have legends that used to go down there in the 80s, in the 70s, and we would watch matches early 90s about them, like old
Yeah,
recordings and old tapings.
yeah. I
So it's kind of
remember.
cool seeing Ric Flair, the infamous situation between Bruiser Brody and Invader One, all that situations before that tragedy went down. Like there would be a really alive culture of wrestling, and it kept us going when we were younger. So and then we saw WWF every once in a while. We would see pay-per-views that came down through VHS tapes to Blockbuster, and we would rent it and watch it.
And how did y'all? So then, did y'all live in Puerto Rico, or when y'all were younger? Then
Yes, I moved on 2015. Honest, I think moved a year before me.
okay, because I was wondering because I do remember watching, but here in the U.S., I remember watching that Puerto Rican Federation, where they had, I think before Carlito's brothers came to the WWE, they were wrestling there. I think that they obviously had different names, right? But yeah, that federation was very different. It could be very, very, very violent sometimes too when I would watch the show. But I guess it made sense for y'all to have that be the primary wrestling that you would watch since you were based in Puerto Rico. So coming to the US, did you start watching like American wrestling? Did y'all tune in, or is that something that you still don't do? I know a lot of wrestlers don't watch the product today.
Um, so leave my transition here. I start watching more the indie scene. So that's when I start. Oh, who's Kid Lee? When I start watching, because I used to watch Kid Lee on Dallas area, and I start watching how he developed and everything. Uh, Still watch a lot of more now. New Japan, I watch more, and I don't always follow the storylines, but at least I'm always following the matches.
Okay.
Like I pick and choose matches, especially tag team.
Have y'all gotten the pleasure of meeting any of the Colons yet?
I actually meet Carlitos, on a car. We work together and book on the same place.
How was that experience for you? You know, I guess
Uh,
being a Puerto Rican, it's like I guess it would be like me like meeting Rey Mysterio. I got to meet Chavo Guerrero, and for me that was like a big deal. So I imagine what Carlito would mean to you.
no, bro. Like as soon as I saw him, like he wasn't his team, so I'm like, give me a chance. So he said, "Oh, everything." As soon he changed, like we shake hands. He signed my flag actually. I got a Puerto Rican flag signed by wrestlers. He's one of the one who signs. So like every time I meet a Puerto Rican here, I try him to sign my flag.
Did like when did you only get to meet him once?
Yeah. So far, yeah. And the other one that that I have seen more frequently is Mega Wolf.
Okay. Have in you said you got to meet him, and that like I said that must have been such a cool experience.
Yeah.
Did you look up to Carlito in any way when you were younger, Sadek?
Not Carlitos, but just his rival, Ray Gonzalez. They got a really good feud, and I think Ray Gonzalez is one of the best in Puerto Rico. And I think right now he's part of the World Wrestling Council board. So yeah, like of course I watched Carlito and all his family dealing with Ray. So that was really dope to watch.
Is that would y'all say that if it hasn't happened yet? I'm not sure if it has happened yet. You can tell me if it hasn't or not. Would y'all say it's a goal for y'all to one day possibly wrestle for that federation in Puerto Rico?
Oh yeah,
It
haven't
would
happened
definitely
yet,
be an
but
honor.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
because
know,
it's like you
find
I
said,
found
right
this
it's
on
there.
the web for Is It Is Would y'all
something.
say it's a goal for y'all to one day possibly wrestle for the Federation in Puerto Rico? Check.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It kind of cut off a little bit on my end. I think my Siri for some reason said something, but if we can start again from the beginning, that question, is it a goal of y'all's to one day wrestle for that organization?
yeah, I would say that yes, it's a goal because like we already said, we grew up watching like those federations like IWA and WWC. It would be amazing to like finally see ourselves in one of those cards, and because it would be one of those surreal moments that wow, I made it, and
Yeah.
I'm watching myself wrestle on a show I would watch in my grandma's house when I was 10, 11. Those teenage years that you would say like, wow, I want to do this. And now you seeing yourself do that, it would definitely be a surreal moment for us.
Oh yeah, following that, like you watch one of me watching IWA and some of the matches is the moment that you say like, man, I want to do this, and actually doing this is great at all. But if I get to do it there, it's like I start watching you. You're my inspiration, so it will be like really great moment for me.
What would y'all say are some of the tag teams that either have inspired you or inspire you today as a tag team yourselves?
We have a little bit of every inspiration on us. Like it's always great seeing sibling tag teams work together, say the Hardy Boys. I mean, it's every kid wanted to be Jeff when they were younger, and you would love the physicality that Matt had in the ring. Um, say what other teams I would consider the greats?
The, I would say the Guerreros as well.
Mm.
Definitely, definitely.
Do you think that
Um,
like I feel like every Latino tag team has some sort of inspiration from the Guerreros, and I've seen it happen with not only Mexican tag teams, Puerto Rican tag teams, Salvadorian tag teams. Like I guess it's just that like Latin thing, right? That is just that like that fire that they had that a lot of these Latino wrestlers today, tag teams, like get inspired by. Even me as someone that doesn't even wrestle, like for me, like they were so special. So whenever I got to meet Chavo, for me, I was like I was a little kid, and I thank them for all the good experiences that I ever saw on TV of him, made my childhood. So y'all, for the most part, I mean, y'all wrestle all around the country, but Texas is the place where you wrestle the most, right?
yes, sir.
And what do you feel like? well, at least I feel that there's been so much talent coming out of Texas recently in the past few years. A lot of them, making it to the big federations, countless talent. What do you think it is about Texas that has, pretty much sent so many talent out to the national stage? Is it the training? Because it just seems like the training over there is really good, and there's just so many events happening every weekend or even during the week.
I believe that since Texas has such a rich history in what wrestling is, and it's the perfect geographical place where so many styles can mix, because right across the border you got lucha libre, and that has trickled into what the Texan wrestling scene is. Plus, we got international airports that brings every type of superstar from all over, and then you have what is South, like South Pro Wrestling, as I would like to call it. It's such a rich mix of like styles that not only I believe, and I speak for myself and my brother here as I say this, it's nice to kind of be in a place that we kind of want to see that legacy of Texas wrestling be respected even more. And I'm sure that every school that's in this state, including the school that like trained us, DFWO Pro, you also got Booker T's World Gym Arena. I need not say how good that is, because all the talent that comes out of there, and every other school around that are killing it out there. It's really amazing to see that everyone considers Texas to be a hot spot of wrestling right now. And you have big names being flown in sometimes into our indie shows that you could tell, wow, if they want to come over here, Texas is doing everything right.
Oh yeah. I will add to that too. I think the variation of style, like Onyx say, uh, personally speaking, like every time we wrestle in a different town, sometimes a different style, and and assuming that other people go like us, you learn other style and how you use your style on that town, how you mix it up, and I think most of Texas wrestlers know how to work so many styles. When they go out there, they kill it,
And
and I think that helps a lot.
so far for y'all, y'all have been tag teaming since 2000, you said 2017, right? Or was it 2018 when y'all actually started tag teaming?
I would say 18, 17, like the first month, but 18 is like, yeah, we're doing this.
And individually, what would y'all think, for you individually, what would be your best match or your favorite match that you've had as a tag team together?
It's a tag team. Damn. There's so
Really
many.
hard question, but we can say teams that we could definitely like mention, like Fly Def, for example. That was our second bout against them. And the first one was also a banger, I would say. But then we also have what used to be called
The crew.
the crew, or at DFWL Pro. It used to be a trio between Aaron Sykes, Helio Guerra, and Muerte Infernal. And we battled against them so many times that every match was, I could say, a favorite, if you will.
Yeah, I think the crew, it was our first rivalry on DFW and as first matches. And the crew has that always pushes to do better next match. And all the matches to the crew, like all matches top the other one. And I would say like they help us become more like same too, and how work differently tag team.
How about looking forward? What would be a tag team that you would like to face?
Ooh. FDR.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The very best. We want to go against the very best.
Yeah, I want FDR. I want Ingobernables. I want Ingobernables from Japón too. I brought everybody that considered the best tag team, bring them to us. Like I'm here to show you that I can go with the best at it.
We can go, yes.
So y'all, I guess y'all would agree in y'all's opinion. Do y'all think FTR is the best tag team at the moment?
At the moment.
At the moment, yes. Like
I would say they have the credentials. What can I say?
They got the credentials. They got the synchrony. Like every time I see them, it's like they know what they're thinking of each other. Like I don't see them struggle. Some people are struggling in the corner or something, or I need to do this. Come here now. I don't see that with them. So they bring tactics at so much perfection,
Mm.
and they still got find flaws in them. And I'm like, that's so.
Wow. Well, let's put that energy out there, so hopefully it
Yeah.
happens. It happens in the future, since they'd be doing some indie matches as well. So hey, it's possible.
Yeah.
So how many Camachos are there? Because I've been, ever since I added y'all on Facebook, I've been getting these people you may know, this Camacho over here, this Camacho over there. I'm like, man, how many? I can't keep track of how many there are. How many are there at the moment?
We're
Active
everywhere, man. I
Camachos.
can't say the real number, but
But you
we're
can't.
everywhere.
Oh, because you're just gonna bring one out of nowhere one day, right? It's just
Yeah, we're like the
You never know.
like,
You never know.
like the
Hey,
gremlins.
you might be a sleeper agent right now. You're Camacho. Dude.
So I think so I know that we have both of you, Onix Zarek, Emmy, who's, I believe, a Mexican Camacho, I believe. I think I'm right on that. Angel Camacho, who's Puerto Rican. But y'all are from different parts of Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
But it's just
Me and Sarah
family,
come from the same hometown.
the same hometown. Is it San Juan, Puerto Rico?
Gurabo.
Curabo, Puerto Rico.
Curabo. Which, hey, when I introduced y'all 2 weeks ago, I forgot to say the name of the place. I said, from Puerto Rico, the energy just got to me, man. I was there with the mic, and I had it here mentally, and then when I got outside, I just forgot about it, man. And I was like,
Hey,
Puerto
you had a
Rico.
lot going on. You were helping Angel in his match, and hey, there's excitement going on in the body. It happens.
And y'all
Yeah.
got the W, right?
Of course. Like always.
Right? Always. So right now, for the folks that are gonna be listening from the Arkansas area, in Diamond State Wrestling, what would you say are your goals?
Well, next goal next show is getting those tag titles. I believe we got Tino, and I forgot his partner name, but we're going against him, so they're going for a beat up. We're repeating what happened 2 weeks ago. We're getting that W, and this time with belts.
I think you're referring to Eli from the Vatos China Locos, which will be a tag team match that'll be, Latinos versus Latinos. So I feel like that's just, it's like we should expect a banger whenever that happens, which I believe will be in April 30th, I believe would be the.
Yes, that's correct.
What about you, Onix?
I believe the same thing. They're in for a beating, and we're definitely gonna get the W. And if we don't get the W, we're still gonna demonstrate why we're the dominant tag team in the South. We've said it once, we've said it before, we'll say it again, and we're gonna keep on racking the W's until we make it to the very, very tippy top.
And for the folks that haven't seen you wrestle yet, that might be coming to their first show on April 30th, what can they expect from Zarek and Onix Camacho, those Camachos, whenever they see you all wrestle?
Violence.
Definitely, that's one. You're gonna see a well-oiled machine, like perfect synchronization and tag team. We're the tacticians in this, so expect us to balance, expect us to win. I mean, expect to hate us because they hate because nobody's at our level. I don't blame them. So
Sounds good. Well, that will be on April 30th. We'll have those Camachos versus the Vatos Kind of Locals for Diamond State Wrestling at the
Come on out.
At the Imperial Event Center in Springdale, right behind the Civic Center. For those that live here in Arkansas or live in Northwest Arkansas, you know where the Civic Center is at. They have a bunch of Latino concerts there. Don Omar has performed there before in the past. So
El Rey.
Yeah, El Rey Don Omar. So right behind the venue is the Imperial Event Center, where the show will be at. Zarek, Onix, I appreciate you spending some time here with me, for folks here to kind of get to know you more. But any final message that you want to relay over to the Vatos Kind of Locals because they'll probably be watching this interview. So any final message you want to relay over to them?
Muchachos, vamos por ahí, no se duerman, entrenando, because it doesn't really matter. Y'all are gonna lose. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's it. I think Sare kind of cut off over there, but that's the message from Onix. I appreciate you all spending the time here for this interview. And for everybody that's watching, April 30th, Imperial Event Center, be there or be square and come watch those Camachos destroy the Vatos Cana Locos. Thank you all for your time. And that's the end of episode 9 of the Natural State of Wrestling podcast. My name is Irvin. These are the Dos Camachos. That's the end of the episode this week.
Dímelo!